You're listening to Rod and Style Radio, the latest podcast brought to you by rodandstyle.com, which is where you can find links for merch, videos from our YouTube channel, along with stories and tech talk from some of the greatest folks in the culture. So grab the wheel, it's about to get wild. You've tuned in to Rod and Style. No, you're totally good, man. You're totally good. How was your day?
My days are a little hectic. I just made a big move down to South Carolina, so basically I'm clearing some land. I got a little temporary garage up. I'm getting some projects done on it, so I'm working a lot of hours to get things up and running again down here, you know?
That's awesome, man. So we were looking at your pages, of course, and then all of the stuff that you've the periodical deal you did with Hussy. So we're definitely excited to get this interview started with you.
Yeah, you guys were doing a podcast, or you are doing a podcast with the Hussy guys, right? For the
we used to do one with Hussy, and now we're doing one with Rod and Style.
Rod and Style. Oh, I didn't know if Hussies were still going on there. I listened to like the first one or something.
Yeah, we were doing one with Johnny over there for a little bit, and then he went a different direction with the podcast, and we started doing one a week with Rod and Style when Chuck wanted to start that. So
good shit. I was checking out what you guys are into, man. I love the old cars. I used to have I just recently got rid of a '49 Plymouth Deluxe, and I had a '57 Dodge Coronet. Man, I love them. I'm probably due for another one soon. So, you know, it's an addiction. You know what it's like. I don't have to tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell my friends we could be addicted to worse shit. So yeah.
Well, we tell everybody to get their kids addicted to cars because then they can't afford drugs.
Exactly, and they're always busy. You know where to find them. They're in the garage or on the strip or something. They're not far ever. So I agree with you 100%.
Absolutely, man. Well, Jerry, welcome to Rod and Style Radio.
Man, thank you guys.
Let's just dive into it, man. What got you started in all of this?
As a kid, I guess, watching my dad, as a lot of kids do, with the cars, you would always have like a long Cadillac from the late 60s or something. So I always saw that as a kid. I never really had the money to have a nice car, growing up, or, once I got my license. But once I started getting into it, once you get a taste of it, you get addicted. So I guess I started as a youth just seeing it. That's where I got the flavor for it in my mouth, where I always wanted something different, custom,
Yeah.
Something. So.
What was your start? What did you first be able to get your hands onto?
What I started doing first was I started customizing motorcycles because basically cars were a lot of money. Motorcycles were more in my wheelhouse. I would like two wheels. Yeah. So I started customizing my own motorcycles, not fabricating anything at first, just making it my own, changing some things up, modifying things until I realized I had a taste for it more than just a hobby. And I dove into it full on after that pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, you do a lot of like metalworking and stuff now, though, right? What got you, what got you started in that realm?
Again, motorcycles, pretty much. I had always ridden them my whole life. Once I started to want to work on them and do them myself and build them myself, and I started tinkering with metal instead of. I used to build houses. A good friend of mine was a welder. And, he built a motorcycle, so he helped me out a little bit in the beginning, and after that, start buying my own tools and teaching myself, really. And I brought a lot of artistic, flavor into what I do, I think, more than just bolt stuff together. So I started fabricating, and I've only been doing it a couple of years, really, a blink of an eye, 3 or 4 years.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. But I've dedicated a tremendous amount of time to it. So it's not just a hobby. It's not just on the side. I really dedicate. It's like another full-time job and then some. So since I've started it, so
No, we definitely know that feeling. We started this podcast as a hobby, and now we're recording about like 3 or 4 a week.
3 or 4 a week, and then on top of that, still going to shows and getting coverage. Like now, it's not so much. I mean, we get to enjoy and look at all the cars, but then we're like, oh shit, we still have a job to do at the end of the day.
It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize it. They only see, the glamour or the glitter. I like to call it the glitter of the highlights, but it's a lot of work getting stuff done. And, so you got to put in a lot of time. That's a lot of alone time, and you have to be out there in the face of what you do, like you said. So it is demanding. That's 100% agreed.
It's funny though. We end up at shows all the time, and we'll just like get like sidetracked constantly. Like, ooh, look at that car. Ooh, look at that bike. Or hey, let's go talk to these people over there. Hey, and then we're like, we have been at a car show for 5 hours straight and haven't taken one picture yet.
No.
Oh, I'm guilty as well. I start having too much fun at the events, or get interested or see people I haven't seen in half a year.
Right.
And at the end of the event, I would go back to my phone and there's like 6 pictures, and I'm like, God damn it, I had too much fun again. Oh well, here we go. It's if there's a good trade-off, that's a good one. I'll take it every time.
Right. What part of the world are you in?
I'm on the East Coast. I was in New Jersey. I started 812 based out of New Jersey, so the Jersey Shore, Northeast America.
Gotcha.
Now I just made a move down to South Carolina, so about halfway down the coast. So I'm still on the East Coast. But
where in South Carolina are you? I got a brother out there in Charleston.
I'm right under. I'm about 40 minutes due west of Myrtle Beach. So once you enter South Carolina, south of the border, firework heaven, I'm about a half hour from there, and about 40 minutes or so from Myrtle Beach. So I'm still close to the water.
Nice. Yeah. What prompted you to move that direction?
I was working full time, doing 812 on the side, my fabrication and motorcycle stuff, and it was starting to pay off a little more than just working full time was. So I started working for a couple friends a couple days a week. 812 kept taking off. Now I basically sold my house up there. I moved to South Carolina. I bought a piece of land. I'm going to do 812 full time down here in South Carolina. No winters. I can ride, 12 months out of the year. I'm by Myrtle Beach. I'm halfway down the coast of Florida. There's motorcycle events happening all up and down this coast. So I figured it was a good location just to branch out and just start this venture for myself 100%.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons why we enjoy South Texas so much. Although it sucks for traveling anywhere because it just takes forever to get out of Texas for us. But I know Sam loves the fact that we can drive her Buick like year round.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Winters are few and far between, or they're very delicate, if that, and I'll take that. So.
Yep. How long ago did you say you moved to South Carolina?
Literally within the last 2 months. I'm literally still in the move. I didn't buy a building. I bought a piece of land, a couple acres, and I'm in the middle of clearing it right now, and then I'm going to build a shop on it. So I have a temporary shop up right now, a 20 by 20 big tarp I'm working out of just to get orders, to keep orders flowing. So wow. I'm literally in the middle of a move. It's probably be 6 to 8 months before I'm 100% done and the shop's up and ready 100%, the full-time shop. But in the meantime, I'm still knocking out orders and getting stuff done.
There you go, man. I mean, that's a passion right there to, be like, this is the plan. I'm going to make it happen. And however it has to happen, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I just dove in head first. I couldn't wait any longer. So you dive in head first. You have to come up for air and swim. You have no choice. So here I am.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. So yeah, you're from the East Coast, so you probably dealt with it just a little bit. But I know down there in the Florida and Carolinas area, they like to have these things called hurricanes. So you take care of yourself when that shit happens.
That's all right. A hurricane's a bad storm. It's not like a tidal wave or nothing, or a tornado. I could deal with a hurricane. I could have a hurricane party, and enjoy it. I don't know if I'd be throwing a tornado party, but a hurricane party, no problem. Come on by.
I like that. I was in a touring band for like just about a minute. and we went on the road right in the middle of hurricane season, and they shut down I-10 because Louisiana was just completely upset that they were going to get hit by another hurricane. So we were stuck in the middle of just a crap load of traffic from that shit. So no fun.
No, not down there. Once you get into Louisiana, that's the main catcher's mitt of where they come in. That's deadly down there, I would imagine.
Yeah, we've gotten a few here in the Gulf. So yeah, it's not fun when they start happening, because now that we've had a few times where it's hit into Corpus and Houston area, and all the people have to start evacuating out of there, and then of course Louisiana is like with negative sea level, so they're already underwater when that shit happens.
Ridiculous. I know. Yeah. Luckily, I'm like I said, almost 45 minutes inland. I'm in highlands. I'm not in the swamp area, so I'll get the winds, and I'll get the rain, and I'll get some moist soil, but I won't get any flooding. I picked the location pretty good. I picked a location close to traveling. I-95 up and down the coast also. So
there you go, man.
Here.
I mean, that is super important when you're starting a business, when you're moving into places. It's like I gotta figure out where I can work. And I mean, like you said, you don't have winters, you don't have any kind of real bad issues as far as that goes. So you'll be able to work year round and just knock shit out. So that's badass, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Now it's just get it done, get it done, and start doing it. Now every day is like, God damn, I should have got more done. God damn, I should have got more done. But
that's pretty much how I felt this entire week trying to get ready for this freaking trip we're taking. I'm like, I got so much done, and then you really he comes home and I tell him like, I did this and this. Well, shit. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound like I did anything.
I have to compare you to I've seen women pack for trips, and you might be doing a little much. I'm saying that. I'm just guessing. I may be wrong, but you may be bringing a little much packing for a trip. Right. I've heard this happens.
As opposed to you or me, just like an extra T-shirt and some socks, and we're good.
That's it. We'll buy stuff while we're there. Come on, let's go. Yeah, it's funny, but I get it. I definitely get it. I'm never prepared. As prepared as I am, I'm never prepared. I'm never on schedules enough as I should be. I'm my worst critic, so I'm never doing enough.
So what have you knocked out recently?
I've been doing a lot of, for me, it's the chopper season here on the East Coast, and custom choppers. People build a lot of custom choppers. There's a lot of chopper shows and big venues. And lately, the last couple of years, I've been doing a lot of custom trophies. So a lot of these big shows have been commissioning me to build custom trophies for the shows instead of, the typical bowler trophy, I call it, the marble base. Plastic thing. You might as well be a bowler on top. You know what I mean? It's anything up there. It's that plastic gold little thing. So I make custom trophies with motorcycle parts, So now I get booked. It's my busy season. I have about 20 or 30 trophies already booked for this season already with a bunch of custom parts. I got a couple custom jockey shifters for motorcycles in the works, a couple custom sissy bars in the works. It's a rotating shift of usually motorcycle parts. I do a lot of lowrider stuff. That's usually in the fall, weird enough. Like maybe that's a New Jersey thing or an East Coast thing, but a lot of pumps, like I do custom backing plates for, the hydraulic pumps. So if you see the hydraulic pumps in the trunk or hanging underneath, it's just not the basic aluminum plate. I do all custom shapes or anything they want. I do a lot of bumper customizations, but right now I'd say trophies is mostly what I'm doing because it's most of my time right now.
So the trophies that you're doing for shows, are those typically going to, best of show bikes or cars? Yeah. Are you doing more bike shows or car shows? I do more bike shows than car shows. I do maybe 3 to 5 car shows reach out to me a year. Some of the bike shows are both bike and car shows. Death Trap does it. It's classic cars, hot rods. He does custom choppers and motorcycles. So there's a lot of different categories. I do a lot of, best in show, and I do a best category, whether it be best chopper, whether I be best hot rod, or, best bucket or best off-road. So I do a lot of that, and it fluctuates between
bike and car throughout this season, but mostly motorcycle.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question, because I probably do the exact opposite than what you do, because we thought it was funny. So if you're building these like custom trophies out of bike parts for people that are gonna be on motorcycles, do you tend to think about that before you build a big heavy piece of something that's they're gonna have to haul home with them?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because it got to the point where I was at first doing the trophies for the venue. If it was a drive-up thing or for cars where they could, take it home, it to be something big. But for the motorcycles, I started off kind of small. But then I would get the venue people asking me to actually make this bigger. Like sometimes the best in show or people's choice is usually a bigger trophy. So they wanted that bigger. But then venues start going, I don't want them to be able to take this home comfortably. But they also said, we'll send it to them, but let them be like, oh, how the hell am I getting this home? So I said, you got it. I'll give you what you ask for. I can make it very transferable. You can take it anywhere easily, or I can make you wonder how the hell it's getting there. That's all on who wants to order their trophy.
That's pretty much how one of the Texas shows is. It's called Invasion, and so they have a pinup contest that I was in, and I won last year, and it's Miss Invasion. Well, they do this exact same thing. The running joke is they make these trophies out of car parts that are so damn heavy. They want whoever wins to struggle with the trophy. And so mine was actually the smallest one this year, so I wasn't like nearly dying as bad. And they're like, oh, this is bullshit. You needed a heavier trophy, because the one that my best friend won, hers was like, I think 5 feet tall. And they needed a dolly.
Oh, yeah.
They needed a dolly to like put it everywhere. And I was like, nope, I could carry mine.
That's crazy. I still keep, even the big ones, I'll make it maybe 3 feet high, and it may be heavy, and they may have to ship it to them. But I make it more like it's a piece of art, not so much that it would be something you see in the man cave or in the garage, where of course you would with the trophies. But this is something like, try to make it so it's decorative, something you would put on a mantle, something that the wife as well as the husband, and the family that comes over goes, oh, that's really cool. Look at that. As opposed to just some things welded together too. So I'm trying to breach that, get some of that motorcycle or hot rod stuff into the home, onto the mantle, instead of just in the garage. Say, oh, honey, that goes in the garage. Well, I'm trying to bring that to, wow, that's really cool. Look at that rotate. That's a wine carafe too. Yeah, it is. We can put that up. Yeah, before you know it.
There you go.
I sponsor an art show once a year where I make sissy bars, and I send it out to like 25 different artists that all work in custom cars, custom motorcycles, leather, hand tooling, pinstriping, you name it. And they all do their own custom work on it, whatever they can create. And they send me back these sissy bars, and then I have them on display at a couple of shows throughout the year. And you get to see what all these artists do. So I'm very much into art and stuff like that too. So it's really, it's a lot of work, like you're saying earlier, but it's paying off a lot.
That's really awesome.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, that's a big thing about like our show. In the podcast that we do both with Rod and Style and our own show, we have the Custom Couple.
Yeah.
Our whole thing is like the lifestyle and the culture behind hot rodding, and
oh yeah,
the art side of it. We've had several artists on both of our shows, and we love hearing the stories of like how they've gotten into what they're doing. And one of them, Kate, she's a certified rat fink artist, and her stance on like hot rodding, and her husband has a car. They're gonna go do a huge run here in the next couple weeks.
Tour of Texas.
Yeah, the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, awesome. And there's gonna be a bunch of hot rods running up the highways of Texas, and it's just getting all these stories and the backgrounds of it. Our show just isn't that technical, so we don't get into like how to build an engine or how to there's other shows that do that. I love the aspect of like everybody of all walks of life. They come from different backgrounds, and like they centralize themselves around hot rodding in some form or fashion. So being into the art side of it, that's really cool, man. I dig that.
And it carries over so much. I mean, I've met some great pinstripe artists. I've met some amazing airbrush artists that do work on cars and stuff. And as I said, I've got an opportunity to work on some of these low riders and stuff. I absolutely love it. You know, once you start fabricating, you get into this, like you say, it's more of a lifestyle. It's not something I do on the weekends. It's taking up every part of my life. I've given up everything else to chase this and do this my whole life. And it's not going to stop. You know, I realize that now.
Yep.
It's never going to stop, and that's the choice I make. You know, I love this. I can't get rid of this. This is my passion. You know, if there's a car show somewhere, if there's not, I'm looking at it online, or I can make something for that. It never ends. It becomes a lifestyle. This is all I do 24/7. You know, if my hands are clean, it's somebody got married or the other end that's worse. But yeah, I'm always greasy doing something.
I like that.
I'm always greasy.
See, and I can't say that so much because I'm an aircraft mechanic, so everything I have to do is like freaking clean, like super clean.
Oh God, finished products are clean, but there's always so many things going on. Like I said, so much going on that.
Yeah,
I'm always into something. When I do get a little bit of time, what am I doing? I'm pursuing the life. You know, it's not just. It's a lifestyle. I'm going to a show, or I'm traveling to go see somewhere, helping somebody build out or change his axle in his car. We're doing a T-bucket. I'm going to custom his seats. Or, you know, my spare time is not spare time. It's spent going to help somebody do something like that, or check out, or go buy this motor that I could get hold of, because in six months maybe I'll get to this project. It's an addiction, so it takes up every part of my waking day.
Yep. No, I know exactly what you mean, man. I know a big part of like Sam and I's, you know, our whole life that revolves around cars is the hunt, trying to find a car, trying to, you know, find a good deal on something. And, you know, the 3 years we've been married, I think that's the majority of the time we've spent together has been, you know, just hunting down cars. And
the golden egg.
Yeah. So it's like, even if there's not one in the driveway, like, we're doing something to make that change.
Oh, like the one car I found this week that has the steering wheel I want for my car. I'm like, maybe I can ask him if he'll just sell me the steering wheel.
Right? So,
I'm so bad. I'll start looking in areas where I know I got friends, because I can't find nothing around here and I don't have the money to do it, but I'll find something, and then I want it, and then I got to make a move to get it. And yeah, I'm always on the hunt. I don't even know what I want sometimes. I'm looking at it. It finds me. Yeah, I say it all the time. I wasn't looking for it. It was looking for me. It found me. I had nothing to do with it, so I have to get it. It's fate. I wasn't even looking for that. So... meant to be. That's how I justify it in my head.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I feel like you will use that. The minute you said that, I feel like you are going to use that against me at some point. You're going to be like, look what followed me home, babe. I'm like, well, fuck. It's already here.
Oh.
Here it is.
Well, to be honest, like what we do, we're not collecting stuff and letting it sit backyard and rust. We're not like the Antique Road Show. What we do, it's time and it's money and it's passion, and it takes a lot. But our finished product is worth money. You know what I mean? So in the end, I look at it, if I buy a motor and I build something around it and it costs me $18,000 to get everything done, if I can get $30,000 for that in the end, do I want to sell it? No, I'll start shaking. But when I do let them go, I can't get that money if I put that in the bank. If I put $15,000 in the bank in 5 years, it's $15,300. But if I do a car and spend my time, my spare time doing what I love, at the end, I have something that's a better investment than the bank. So I've done that too. I've bought some things and let them go. You know, it's not what we die with. It's what we play with along the way. So, you know, so it's better than the money in the bank if you could do it that way, you know, and trade up or.
Oh, no, that's definitely what we've kind of just been leaning more towards, because, you know, with my 59, there's like I've decided like everything I want to do with it, like the full, you know, 180 custom that I want. And I'm like, well, this is going to cost this much. And I'm like, I don't even give a shit. I was like, it's going to be a lot cooler when it's done. And so as far as like going to shows, going out of state, you know, we've got 4 trips planned out of state. And this was like coming from us from last year, the 3 years we've been together, we've never gone to any car shows out of state. And I'm like, you know what, screw it. We have the money. Let's just do it, because it's going to be something worth it. And then, you know, we're starting to find out that people that are our friends and family that are out in these other states, you know, they're excited we're coming and we're making it like a whole big event. We're like, screw it, let's just do it. Let's just go have fun.
Yep.
Oh, the networking you do online, first of all, is great. But once you get out there and shake the hands and hug the people and make the real friends and the connections, it's actually priceless. You know, you think it's so much, and it takes a lot and it's money, but you have to do it, and you're rewarded by doing it because you meet great people. You know, they like what you like. They value what you value. It's nice to see that. You get good connections everywhere. Things start to happen. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's so much work. It's like investing in yourself. Yeah, you have to do it. You love it, you have to do it. This is what life's about. If you don't do it, you're always like, oh, man, we should have done that last year. Of course we should have. You know, we'll always have the electric bill. So what? We're paying less.
Yeah. It'll be here next month.
Exactly. You know, screw it. I'll work a little harder next month. Don't worry about it. You know? So,
you know,
you're always kind of paying out. You have to do it. You have to just do it.
You're absolutely right, though, about, you know, making those connections personally. We have recently gotten a little bit of a taste of that in being able to start going to car shows again. And we took a little road trip and went about 3 hours east of us into Houston area and hit up a car and bike show. And we got stopped about 5-6 times by people who were listening to the show. And like, we were like, oh shit.
How great is that?
Yeah. And I mean, I know like on some of these larger podcasts, I mean, that's kind of small scale, but shit, it meant something to us.
I was going to say, we couldn't even find the people that invited us to the show at first. They thought we weren't there, and we're like, no, we just kept getting stopped.
I mean, that's the great. People want to say hello. They want to, you know, shake your hand. They want to have a beer with you, and they remember that. And that ripple effect is tremendous to them in that area. They talk about that. We really don't realize how you impact people, you know, when they get excited to see it. It's kind of weird, but it's great for yourself, and you, like I said, you get to meet people instead of just talk to people online. Who is that? I don't know who Scrappy Dog is, but I
Right?
met Kevin today, and he's online, and his name is, now you remember him because Kevin was that cool dude we were hanging with today. You know, so I like interaction. You know, networking's great online, you know, advertising is, but you have to interact with the people. Otherwise, it's just a business.
You know, you're 100% right on that, man. Like, you know, we've got several like diehards that listen to, you know, both of our shows, and you know, I'll get messages throughout the day, or our you know, our podcast Instagram will start getting messages throughout the day. Hey, I just heard this episode, you know, you're 100% right. Or hey, I listened to this one and I hated it, man, you suck.
Shut up, we haven't gotten that. Liar.
You will, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, we get bigger, it'll start happening.
One of your biggest fans will hear one thing that he doesn't agree with, and he'll become like the devil's advocate that day because you're so wrong. You know, haters are good too. You know,
Yeah.
You gotta stir the
Shout
pot
out
every
to
now and
Matt
then.
DeFeety.
Oh, sure, Mini Matt.
Mini Matt, shout out. Yeah, and he's
No names, just
No, he's one of our best friends, and we just make fun of him because I tell him he's the small version of my husband because they're both named Matt, but he's really tiny. So ever since then, he always gives me shit for it.
That's funny though.
But yeah, no, and he's chimed in on a couple times where he didn't agree with something. So,
Oh well, you know, you need haters, you need controversy. You can't make everybody happy all the time. Then you're just kissing ass. You know, nobody. When you meet me, a lot of people like me. A lot of people don't like me at all.
hey, I'm about
me.
it, man.
Yeah, you know, but that's me. I don't change for anybody. So you gotta have the haters. No,
You're
everybody's got an
absolutely
opinion.
right.
You know, God bless them. They make us laugh, right? We need something to laugh at.
If nothing else, 5 more people will listen in just to hear what the drama is.
Absolutely. I just, you know, I can't believe that they care that much sometimes. It's hilarious. So you just got to look at it in the right perspective and laugh and go, wow.
Exactly, man. Well, other than building your shop up in the next few months, what have you got planned for this year?
Oh, man. Like I said, it is the kickoff here on the East Coast. The weather got nice in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's one of a motorcycle chopper runs, has a barbecue for a whole weekend, the back road barbecue run. And that kicks off the season. It's almost every weekend there's another event or something big happening revolving around either hot rods or the custom chopper scene in the Northeast. So my schedule is literally packed all the way into like say the end of September almost. I may have
Nice.
2 or 3 weekends that aren't. It is the crazy season, so I'll be working during the week and then flying to events on weekends, or maybe for the week, depending on where they are. I go from the high as Maine to as low as South Carolina. But now that I'm living here, I'm going to go as low as Georgia into Florida this year. So I'm going to be traveling the whole coast. So
Very cool.
goddamn. Yeah, except for these gas prices, I think I need another form of transportation. But
Hey, if you're on a bike, I mean, you're a step up from the rest of us that are trying to drive a car. But I know if you got to fly to some places, it's not cheap right now.
Nothing's cheap right now, but still, it's what I do. So
sure.
this is my busy season, between fabricating stuff and also the shows. Just like California has the luxury, I guess maybe Texas, and I don't know how big it is there, but of course you have the weather where it's in all year. You have that. Florida all year. I have friends who do custom cars in Florida that paint them, and it never stops because of the weather.
Yep.
So you have that all year. Now I was going out, half a year, and now I have the whole year to do this. So I'll be traveling a tremendous amount this year.
Yeah,
I hit everything.
no, we've got a decent weather where it gets mild in the winters. There's maybe a few days out of the year that you don't want to do anything.
And then you're on fire all summer.
Oh my God! And then and then where we're at,
Wow.
San Antonio kind of sits around like in the bottom of some hills. We call it the hill country, and it just kind of creates a bowl of humidity. So
Yeah, I'm sure you got the trade off for no snow is extreme heat. I do understand that. But,
yep.
This will allow me to now, instead of having winters where there's not much to do, now I don't have that. So now I expect to be a lot busier. Yeah, so especially this season, East Coast.
Yeah, no, we stay busy as far as a lot of our friends have got shops here year round. Even in the the winter months, you find something other than painting to do. You'll definitely keep busy here.
Hot rods aren't about paint jobs and shaving handles. A lot of it is a lot of work. That more than anything. Working on the car, putting it together how you want it, not just paending it the way you want it.
Yeah,
That's
all that prep work goes for months, and then about 10 minutes of paint, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, or depends on your painter. Sometimes it could be 10 months for that too, for 10 hours of work. But yeah,
right, yeah.
Getting it right, that dry fitting and getting everything how you want it takes forever if you're really building the stuff. But
that's true.
When there's a season where there is no down season, when do you do it? You got to do it during the hot season, so get it done. So I'm looking forward to a very big year. I'll be sending you guys tons of stuff when cool hot rods. My friends build stuff. I think I sent you some stuff already. Anything that I see going on or that I got going on, I'll let you know what's happening here on the East Coast anyway.
Oh, definitely. We'd love to share it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I love what you guys are into. We're all into the same thing anyway. So
absolutely. Do you plan to make any trips out west? Head this direction at all?
I was asked to go out west a couple times. I just financially, the last couple of years, it didn't fit into my schedule because I just couldn't afford to make that jump. I'm eager to. I wanted to go to just motorcycle shows and a lot of stuff to get you up in Texas.
Yes.
So now that I'm this close, I'm going to be coming that way. Absolutely. Before it was, out so far. I don't know. Now I'm working for myself. I make my schedule and I'm closer. I have to, or else I'm a liar. So yes, I will be coming that way. I'm not a liar, so I'm definitely going to be coming that way.
Yeah, the giddy up is definitely a fun one. Sama and I took a road trip up to it because it's only about 45 minutes from our house.
Really?
And we went up there and we don't ride on motorcycles.
Stupid ass.
We got we've got her car and I had a car up until recently. I just sold it, but we wanted to go up and see all the custom bikes and things that were made for the show that year, and I mean it was just miles of bikes. I mean it was just awesome to see, and everybody's there having a good time, good music. Nobody's
we had some bikes that were all original from the 40s and the 30s.
Oh yeah,
that shit was insane.
Nice.
Yeah,
when they
and
did
then
the
Rot Rally too.
Correct.
We have the Rot Rally here, That's another big one. And like I said, we're not, we don't even ride, but it's just, it's enjoyable to go out and see some of these shows and see some of the artwork that goes into building some of these bikes. A lot of people.
It's the same as hot rods. I mean, it's what your taste is. A lot of these guys, have hot rod and have bikes. They're fabricators. They're into this style. They love doing it custom. Yeah, having an original from that year, whether it be a classic car, is amazing. Well, having an original bike from 1942, yes, that's amazing. But now taking that and customizing it and blowing people's minds and doing what you want, is more amazing. So it doesn't matter. If you want to do that with airplanes, I'm down with you. You want to do that with radio flyers, let's do it. I've modified and cut up, you name it, mini bikes, lawnmowers. I will. So it's what we do. I don't care how many wheels are on it. I just say let's cut it up and let's do something crazy with it. I love it.
Let's make it our own.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. No matter what it is, I go to a car show. To me, I get ideas and sparks. I call it the cascade of waterfall in my brain because I have so much going on that now another pool's created of, wow, I could do this to that. And, it becomes a whole more than another idea. So whether it's cars, whether it's trucks, whether it's motorcycles, I get inspiration everywhere. Whether if it has a motor and it has gears and it's made of metal, I find inspiration from it. I repurpose a lot of stuff, so you find me at all these things. You wouldn't know if I'm on a motorcycle or if I'm in a T-bucket. I'm that same guy. You just know me. I'm always dirty. I'm the dirty one. I'm not the clean guy. I'm the one who's actually dirty looking for a part. That's me.
What's in your driveway right now?
Oh, geez. Right now, I literally, in the last 2 months, got rid of a 57 Dodge Coronet. Wanted the 19.5 footers with the push button transmission on the dashboard, and Mopar. A 49 Plymouth. I love Mopar. 49 Plymouth Deluxe. Because I left Jersey, I just had too much stuff, so I got rid of all my hot rods and cars. I kept the bikes, but I'm not supposed to say this. I'm actively looking for another car down here because now I'm here. I don't have to transport it. So what's going to be in the driveway next is the next question.
There you go.
I have a lot of old Harleys right now that I'm working on and building out. But I got rid of I got a nice old van. I got a van that not that old, but I outfitted. And I got a nice big truck. But I'm due for another hot rod. Something open this time, I think. Something really ratty. Something low. Yeah,
that's a big thing in the Midwest. You start heading into like Kansas and Nebraska and stuff. There's a lot of folks out there that are building just immaculate, like the rat rods, the art, doing our friend Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah Polite.
Oh, he's got a just ridiculous rat rod. Really cool car that he built 100% himself. And,
nice.
It's not really our cup of tea, but at the same time, he his passion about it and like the work that he's put into it, it stands for a lot.
That thing is insane.
You see his character. Yeah, when people do that, that's what they love. That you see their character. Not to say that he could probably build 3 different cars 3 different ways, but that's a part of people when they do that, when you put that heart and soul in it, not just both it together. So I love seeing that. It shows expression in people.
And I think, I think there's a lot of room for a lot of different things, and that's just my personal opinion. But, I like the fact that, a lot of the people that we've talked to, it's not so closed-minded anymore. Like you used to get into, people will fight. People will fight you over, what you're going to call their car. But
absolutely, I know it gets crazy, right?
But I've had conversations with people just recently where they're talking about, kids now are, building, cars like 90s model cars as classics. And it's because it's what they can afford to get their hands onto, and they're doing something with it. So it's like, encourage that. It's not a hot rod, I get it, but encourage the passion and the people that are trying to do something.
Yeah, especially if they're bringing back something. I mean, I don't know, I'm a little older than most, so I'm not going to go into that. But I'm not old. I was just born a very long time ago. There's a big difference.
There you go.
Big difference. I know people chronologically younger than me that aren't. But when we were kids, we were taught that, American cars still had shapes and stuff. Now everything's like a Hyundai, almost has the same shape. So
right.
when we were young, we had all these cars and there was character to them. We were taught to preserve them, and that, is going to by the dying way. And that's why we're this culture, we're trying to hang on to it and pass it down. And now these kids are, into like cars that are, drifting, and they're not even American anymore. And I get it. It's still, it's a culture they're into, but we're losing our culture. So I don't care if they're into 80s cars. If you're into an 80s car that was in America, and they were, it's our history, and that's what you're into. People are into the 70s cars. People will be into the 80s cars eventually. Before we know it, the 2000 cars will be popular. But as long as they're still into it and they're not into drifting I don't know what's going on anymore. I see these cars. I'm like, what is going on? It's like $9,000 worth of tires on a $2,000 car.
Right.
And I'm like, where's the resale with that? You're ruining it, and they're doing it on the street. So I love preserving history too. It's what you see growing up, or what was passed down. I think we're losing that. So these kids today, it's rarer and rarer. I try to pass it down.
Yep.
Hopefully that whatever they see when they're a kid is what they try to rebuild and save, because that's what impacts them. That's what I did, and then you get a love for it.
Man, absolutely, man. You're nailing it on the head. Is there anybody that you'd like to give some shout outs to on our show? And
oh my God,
people that influenced you to get this far in life?
With the builders and stuff along the way. There's everybody along from Indian Larry on down. But I want to thank everybody recently. Chop Cult, Lisa out at Chop Cult. It was amazing people. Johnny from Gnarly Magazine and Hussy Magazine.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys. Everybody's getting aware of, bringing back the art and the style back to things, and not make everything so cookie cutter anymore. And, anybody who's really out there trying to pass stuff forward, like you said, not so much keeping it to themselves, pass it along. I want to thank everybody for the support for that. That's all I could think about, really.
Awesome, man. Jerry, we absolutely, appreciate you being on the show, and we can't wait to, for everybody out there to download this episode and hear it. Folks, if you're listening to this on Apple, please go leave us a rating and review our show, because that helps us a long way. You can do the same thing on Spotify, and then share it. Tell all your friends about these cool ass podcasts that we keep putting out for you, because we enjoy doing it. We want to continue to enjoy doing it. So, well, you know what happens now? Stay wild.